For the record, actually I've not been trained as a transport engineer. I'm a transport planner, which is quite different. Actually, I work all my time as an academic, so I'm from a university. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Paul, for the invitation. I've been asked by Paul to talk about transport and air pollution. But I would like to start with some numbers that's been already quoted by some of the speakers. For instance, we're talking about 11.5 million daily public transport journeys in Hong Kong, which accounted for over or about 9% of journeys made in Hong Kong, which is on public transport. Now, it is great. This is what I've been told and taught when I was in high school, and that got me very impressed. Similarly, we're talking about a very low car ownership rate per capita here in Hong Kong. We're talking about something close to 55 per 1,000 population. In the US, we're talking about 700 or 800, I think, per 1,000 population. So in this sense, we're also doing very well. Every day, we have about 4 million passengers on rail. We have about 6,000 buses, and we are surprisingly having 600 plus bus routes. Now, from a passenger's point of view, I think this is great. There's lots of modal choice, but then we have to remind ourselves that with all these modal choice actually comes with a huge cost. When I grew older and a bit wiser, I began to realize I have to look at our transport system from the cost side as well. Now, I haven't mentioned the minibuses, the taxis, which are complementary mode in our transport system. Trams and ferries as well. These are heritage, and these are very important as Hong Kong's icon. So to speak, we have a very comprehensive transport network, a very, very good public transport network. But then, like I said, what about the cost? How much have we put in every year to build, to maintain, and to keep it there for our use? Now, when we think about the cost that we have put in, invest to build the infrastructure, this is huge. But then that's not the full cost for our transport system. We also have to think about the external costs on society. What about traffic congestion? Someone already mentioned traffic congestion. What about air pollution? And also noise pollution. We're going to talk about noise, which is very good because we often forgot about how badly we have been treated in the city by all the noise around us. What about land consumption? I mean, transport as a sector is a huge consumer of land, valuable land in Hong Kong, in a place like Hong Kong where land is a scarce commodity. Think about the amount of land that has been taken up by highways, by the setback of highways, by other forms of transport infrastructures like open car parks. These are huge amounts of land that can be put into other or better use. Now, these are the numbers that I'm going to show you regarding how we are doing in terms of air quality and roadside air pollution. From EPD's website, okay, these are the monitoring stations, 14 of them altogether. If you look at the numbers for, say, sulfur dioxide, I think we are doing fairly well because of the use of ultra-low sulfur diesels in our vehicular fleet since, I think, 2000. And what about RSP, the particulates, and also the nitrogen dioxide, as well as nitrogen oxides? Look at the 3 bars to the right. These are all roadside stations. Very obviously, we are talking about a higher than average air pollution problem in our roadside station, which also will reflect the seriousness of the poor air in the city center, where we spend most of the time near the roadside. The same applies to nitrogen dioxide here. Now, we are also talking about much, much higher or worse air quality near the roadside. Now, what about our roadside air quality as compared to some of the standards? For instance, if we look at the long-term trend, for instance, starting from 1994 all the way to 2007, if we look at nitrogen dioxide concentration, you can see the roadside trend is much, much higher than Hong Kong's air quality objectives, which is already very lax. Okay? This is the WHO recommendation. You can tell the difference. You can tell how bad we are. Now this is PM. This is particulates. These are the small particles that can, go deep down into our lung. This is the WHO recommendation. If we compare the roadside trend against the recommendation by WHO, we can still see that there are lots of room for improvement. So what should we do? I think since 1999, government, especially the EPD, together with Transport Department, has put up a program of reducing roadside emission, trying to improve our transport system. But what they've been doing would be something I'd like to categorize as technical fix, pipe-end solutions. Okay, they try to make each vehicle cleaner. They try to tighten the emission standard. They also try to tighten the fuel standards. Okay, this is great as long as each vehicle is concerned. But then it's going to do very little or nothing to change our driving behavior, to change the way we use our transport system. To a certain extent, actually, if I am driving, say, a hybrid vehicle instead of an SUV, it makes me maybe less guilty to drive now because it is cleaner, the vehicle is cleaner. But then if we think about, okay, now should we or do we really need to drive? Then we have to think of something bigger. In a sense, benefits that we've been gaining from all these technical advancements will be compensated by the way we continue to ask for more mobility, by driving more. And that is what I'm trying to, look at it as a bigger picture, a bigger problem. Now, at the very bottom, we talk about roadside emission, also traffic congestion, and land sterilization.